Hey guys, it's me, the FanFic Critic, with another commentary. Hoo hoo hee ha ha ha. Okay, yeah, today I'm taking a look at episode 113 of FanFic Critic, How the Rip's Still Reviewing. Oh boy, where do I start? Well, here's how I discovered this little video. The video's been taken down since this episode's aired, but the thing is, my boyfriend Morgan, he's the one who showed me this video. And let's just say I wasn't very happy after I watched it. And it was right after I watched it that I decided, you know what, I'm going to do a fanfic critic episode on it because I considered it a fanfic. Yeah, although the guy Rippity Rip Rip 93 isn't really a fan of the Nostalgia Critic, but I still consider it a quote-unquote fanfic. And this is the first fanfic I've reviewed that is a video review. Interesting, isn't it? Yeah. Not that long of an episode, but I don't think we really need the episode to be that long because, well, let's just say the subject matter in today's episode is not very, appealing, if you know what I mean. Okay, the opening has finally ended. Woohoo, now let's get on to the actual episode. Yeah. I don't look thrilled. Can you really blame me? It wasn't really a thrilling fanfic, if you know what I mean.
Oh, no. How I feel about fanfics that involve real people, right?
You guys should know by now. And the thing about this fanfic, I mean, they referred to him as Doug Walker and the Nostalgia Critic, but the fact that they do refer to him as Doug Walker, it really makes me think that it is supposed to be about Doug Walker. In other words, it's about the real guy, and I just don't like fanfics like that. I really don't. They bother me. And this was just so distasteful.
What you guys are going to be hearing is the audio of the video.
And unfortunately, the video's audio is incredibly loud.
Let's not waste any time.
So, yeah, let's be glad this is a commentary. I mean, he uses a computer voice. Oh, jeez. I'm surprised I was able to understand what the heck this computer voice was saying. I mean, it speaks in this really weird voice. And imagine if I did my reviews every day like this. If I did a review of FanFic Critic reading a fanfic like this, it would be very boring and you guys would probably not like how I sounded. You see, when you speak with the robot voice, it's not very appealing, especially if the robot voice is like this. I mean, at least with the fanfiction critic, her robot voice, I love her robot computer voice because it's tolerable. The voice isn't that bad. In fact, it kind of has a bit of humor to it in a sense. It's funny how it can really find the typos just by how it pronounces certain words. Now, if she used this computer voice to read fanfics, I don't think I'd be able to watch her show if the computer voice sounded like this. So for a good chunk of this episode, I'm just sitting there, staring at the computer, grinning for one part of it. And then at some point, I stopped grinning. I don't know. We'll see. Just keep watching my face as this thing goes on. Now, How the Rip's Still Reviewing, this quote-unquote fanfic is supposed to be spoofing How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Except, How the Grinch Stole Christmas has a lot more class than this, and at least the Grinch learned that his actions were wrong by the end of the story. Did Rippity Rip Rip 93 learn his lesson by the end of this story? No, he just proved to be a complete and utter douchebag. And I am so glad that this YouTuber closed his account. Although, rumor has it that he does have another account. Really. Oh well. I mean, at least he closed down this account. Hopefully he won't be reviving this stupid fanfic anytime soon. It was just so... ugh. I mean, I can understand if you don't like a web show or something, but this was just taking it too far. And the fact that they, were poking fun at horrible events like 9/11, that just really pissed me off. It really did. It's like, so you hate the Nostalgia Critic this much that you would, make a joke about 9/11 and that you would joke about genocide and stuff? I don't know. I mean, I guess this guy really does not like the Nostalgia Critic, but you want to know something? No one's making him sit down and watch the Nostalgia Critic. If you don't like the show, then just don't watch it. I mean, if you have, like, some good criticism to give the Nostalgia Critic, that'd be one thing. Like, if you say why you think his reviews are bad, that'd be one thing. But if you're just making a stupid video about you wanting to murder the guy and all of his fans, and anyone associated with thatguywithglasses.com, then, well, you have issues. Serious issues. And, Mr. Rippity Rip Rip, if you're watching this, I highly suggest that you go see a psychiatrist if you're still having these thoughts about Doug Walker. I will admit, sometimes Doug Walker can kind of annoy me a little bit, but, you know, I still like the guy and I respect the guy. You know, he's come a long way, and he's really made a name for himself. I can respect him for that. Whether you like the guy or not, you have to at least respect him for the accomplishments he has made. And the way I see it, I kind of think Rippity Rip Rip here is jealous of the Nostalgia Critic. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking he's jealous of him. I mean, it kind of came across that way when you looked at his YouTube channel before it incidentally disappeared. I mean, he was even part of this website that was completely dedicated to hating thatguywithglasses.com. Now, that's pretty sad. Oh, and I can kind of relate to that because apparently the website I'm part of, Media Slayer, has another website that's completely dedicated to hating Media Slayer. So people are going to put time and effort to make a website about hating another website. Think of the logic of that, people. That's a huge waste of time. You know, you could have used that website for something else. Like, hey, if you don't like thatguywithglasses.com, how about you make your own reviewing website? Instead of making one that's supposed to be bashing that guy with the glasses, I mean, it just kind of comes across as a losing battle, especially for the people who made the website in the first place. That's just my opinion. Trust me, that would be like if I made a website, or if I made a spoof fanfic for every single fanfic that I hated, and I pretty much wrote a fanfic about why I hate that certain fanfic. That would just be kind of stupid. Do you guys get what I'm saying? I hope you do. Okay, I'm just kind of starting to pay attention to this episode again, and yeah, I'm surprised I did not start yelling at this point. I mean, you can tell that I want to say something at this point, but I'm just not saying anything at all. And the funny thing is, when I was reviewing this episode, the person who played Susan's hand is actually my friend Liz, aka Archangel Assassin, and she was sitting there the entire time watching me. I pretty much told her at a certain point, reach over and, like, put your hand on my shoulder and stuff. So it was quite fun, and it was a little distracting trying to do this episode with someone sitting right there. Oh god. That part was when they mentioned 9/11. You can tell because my eye is widen. Yeah, someone said something about me having really big eyes, and I guess they're right. They are kind of big. You know, I'm tempted to go into Photoshop. Use like the warp tool with the ginormous. Make myself look like a little live-action anime character to be kind of funny, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So anyway, we're getting near the end of this fanfic. It looks like I'm starting to calm down a little bit, but you know I'm not happy. I kind of have that same look on my face, like the look I had in Rini's Horrible Death when I first started the episode, where I'm just sitting there staring at the camera. Yeah. Although at this point I kind of look bored, like, okay, hurry up and end, but I don't know, I think at this point I'm just like, yeah, I'm not going to be very happy. Oh, and right there, I even glanced at Liz right there. You see me briefly glance. So, I don't know why I did. I think she might have been doing something that kind of distracted me a little bit, but oh well. So, yeah, this fanfic, although this isn't a very long episode, the fanfic feels like it goes on forever. And the computer voice just makes it less tolerable. It really does. I mean, the computer voice is so freaking annoying. I don't get why this guy couldn't have just used his real voice, but I don't know, it's his choice. Okay, for this part right here, they pretty much showed like this guy on fire. It was disturbing. I'm glad I didn't actually show the video clip. I just showed the audio, which you guys didn't need to see the video version of it anyway, because all it was a picture. It was just a picture of this rippity-rip guy. And yeah, this is where we start to go into the rant. I think I was trying to think of what to say here.
First of all,
You know, trying to compose yourself before you get into the big rant, you know what I mean?
seeing this person uses
Yeah, so
the name
let's see how I react
Doug
here.
Walker and
Yeah,
Lindsay
I start to get into the fact about it being about real people.
about the real people.
I don't know. I mean, I guess there are some websites, some fanfiction websites that do allow fanfics about real people, but most of them
So
don't.
that's one flaw.
I know
with this
for a fact that fanfiction.net does not allow it, and I know that DeviantArt has something against it too. But other websites, I'm not too sure. Because the most popular one is most certainly fanfiction.net. And I'm beginning to wonder if even adult fanfiction.net has its limits.
Had the nerve
Ugh.
to mention 9/11.
I think I only read one fanfic on adult fanfiction.net, and that was Cloud Mo's One. I really don't want to revisit that again. I might have to do a commentary on that too, but I think when I do that, I'll have Archangel Assassin join in on it. Okay, I got really pissed for this.
So, Mr. Rippity Rip Rip 93.
I pronounced his name
You don't
wrong
like the nostalgia
there.
critic, huh?
I think
Well,
it's
I have word for you.
Mr. Rippity Rip
You don't watch
93
Rippity
or
at
some,
all.
or
No
Mr.
one is making
Rippy.
you
No,
sit
it's
down
not
and watch
Rippity.
them.
It's Mr.
So you
Rippy
don't
Rip
have to watch
Rip
the video
93
myself.
or something like that.
Problem solved.
Oh well, big mistake,
You wanna
but
know
oh well. The
something?
guy
This
doesn't
was
even exist
incredibly
anymore
unrealistic.
on YouTube, so I guess it's not that big of a deal, but still.
You would not get away in your stupid spaceship. You would be thrown in jail
I
for
don't
doing
know,
what
maybe
you
I was
did.
overreacting with this
And the fact
episode.
that you had
But
Lindsay, yes,
this was
Lindsay
filmed
is
shortly
not
after I
gonna
discovered the
get
video,
raped.
so...
What the fuck is wrong with you,
Okay,
you son of
yeah,
a
you know what? I should have included this. Oh wait, I could include this for the next FanFic Critic freakout, I suppose. I thought this went pretty well. What I pretty much made sure that all you could see was the critic's shoulder. I mean, you can kind of see Liz's hairline a little bit, but not enough to think it's a different person. She, like, really had to sit up to match my height, because if me and her were to stand side by side, I kind of tower over her. I think we had to, like, adjust the chair so it was higher, so you would have it be believable. No, the FanFic Critic shrunk several feet.
This
That would be
made
interesting.
the work of Hamo Hamster look good in comparison.
And that is right. I mean, Hamo Hamster keeps on writing fanfics about real people, but at least, yeah, at least she doesn't write fanfics about killing people she doesn't like.
Because she doesn't like them.
In fact, she hasn't really written any fanfics for a while.
Well,
And I think a couple of them got taken down because of the fact they're about real people.
you listen.
So people, that should encourage you not to write fanfics about real people if they're being taken down off of fanfiction.net for violating the rules. Okay, well that sums up today's commentary for episode 113 of FanFic Critic. Thank you all for listening, and I hope you all have a fantastic evening. Till then, I am out.